when it's afternoon, it's really hot, and now it's like we are in the north of Germany, and there's so cold when the sun goes down.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, but we can swim in the afternoon and in the morning. But when it's getting later, it's like getting colder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have a cousin that lives in Germany right now. He's doing
Really?
some schooling, yeah, at Max Planck Institute in Munich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great. Nice.
yeah. So we
Cool.
know a little bit about your country, a tiny little bit.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Munich
He loves it
is
there.
like they have everything like people who are not living in Germany are expecting from the Germans, like they eat a lot of sausages and drink beer and have the special clothes and celebrating drinking beer and eating sausages and all those.
I've heard I've heard all of that from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Nice. So tell me about your mission. I'm curious what
Yeah,
you.
Anna, do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay,
So basically what we're trying to do, are you recording this, John?
I am. Yeah, I started recording.
So basically what we're trying to do is create a floor mat for babies and kids to play on, right? Because I know like here in North America, those are very, very popular. Everybody wants something for their kids to be able to play on.
Yeah.
So a little bit soft for their if they fall, but also to protect the floor. And
Yeah.
want to do something that's totally non-toxic, and so we don't want to use any chemicals. And what John was finding was that in most of the mats that you can buy here, all of the mats, they all have some sort of chemicals
Yeah.
and toxins. So we're basically starting from like ground zero here, trying to create something.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and so we're trying to narrow in on what the actual like mattress piece of it will be made of. But what we're thinking now is that whatever we come up with, it's going to need some sort of cover for it, like a fabric cover. But when we're talking about fabric, we also want to be using like all natural materials and dyes.
Great.
That's
And
kind
just to add a little bit to that, our one of our goals is lots of these kids mats. They look like they have the alphabet on them or they have animals on them. They're look like kids things.
they're
And
ugly.
one of our yeah, they're not nice to have in your house. So one of our goals was for the mat to be so nice that you might even have the mat in your house if you don't have a kid. So that's sort of where we're coming
Nice.
from, and that's why we started thinking about you. We saw some of the stuff that you do, and we thought like if we could have the top of the mat look like that, it would be fantastic.
Great. So what have you seen from me? So I have some pictures, but I'm not
Sure.
sure what which image you saw. What are you?
Yeah. Well, the stuff on your website, like the
Yeah.
little but there's not many pictures, but the bunched up stuff that you have, like there's one with a bit of a yellow print on it. And
Mm-hmm.
then we saw some dresses, I think a
Mm-hmm.
dress.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
we also saw you printing on a piece of fabric. It almost looked like you were silk screening on a piece of fabric.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So those things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you want to do it with natural fibers, natural colors, and also it has the need of patterns. Is that right?
Yeah, and so I think like first off we're looking for a fabric that yes is all natural, but is we'll be able to wash it, right? Because it'll be
Yeah.
needing to be washed.
Yeah.
like pretty durable. We're also wondering about, how tightly it should be woven,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it is a kids mat, so there will be not great big spills, but it has to hold up to, what a baby might spit up on it or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so I guess we're kind of hoping that you could comment on, what types of materials we should be looking at. Like, should we be looking at cotton, or I don't know.
Yeah. 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 This is the first question about the fiber, no? About the quality. Yeah. So the the play materials I saw, what you were describing, this mattresses, or this like blankets, or it's kind of blanket. Here in Germany, it's a fine cotton. The first time I would recommend you something like very I'm sorry, my English is now gone up. Wait a minute.
That's okay. That's okay. Take your time.
Like not that loose woven, very
Okay.
Tight. More tight.
tight woven. There's a special word for it in English, but I've forgotten it. And but it doesn't need like this, because the time of the babies, I'm mother of two children, is
Nice.
not
Okay.
is not very long. It's like, okay, they play about 1 year, and then they start moving and going around, and grabbing everything and moving things, and so the time is over after 1 year. And so it doesn't have to be that stable. It could be a soft material, like
Okay.
but it should be woven. So your t-shirt, the kind of making your t-shirt is like knitted jersey. And this is great because you can stretch it for the body, which is, everybody is different, and all this. And for those playmat. I always want to say playmate because it's like
Very close. Yeah.
it just have to be woven, because it's good when it's not moving that much. And so it could be a light material, which is better for the coats. The more heavier the fabric is, so that more so that more that more so as so you need more stuff to dye it, or to make something else. So people who are producing fabric, they use a lot of stuff to make it shiny, to protect it from insects, to whatever. So and with natural dye, you just need the dye, and you want to print on it. Is that right? So is
We
that
think so. Yeah, we think so. I mean, in the beginning, for the prototypes, we might have to just go with a solid color.
yeah?
But eventually, if you don't mind, I'll share my screen and I'll give you a kind of a picture
Yeah,
of what.
great,
Yeah.
great. I wanted
Okay.
to ask you if you can
Okay.
show me
Okay, hang
something,
on.
and I hope my
Sure.
English is
It's
okay.
fine.
It's really
It's
good.
absolutely
It's
fine.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Don't worry
I was
about it.
a little bit shy for our meeting, because I didn't know if I can talk that quick.
It's great. It's
No,
better
no,
than
no.
some of my friends.
Yeah. I'm learning Italian right now, and I know what it's like to speak in a second language. It's not fun, so
I,
I appreciate you doing it. It's hard.
yes, you have the comfort of speaking the most popular language in the world.
Yes, yes. Okay, hang on one sec. Let's see if I can figure this out. Um, do you guys see it?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
nice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on. Let me get to the right spot here. Okay, so like this morning we were looking at flannels.
Yeah, that's also nice because it's very soft.
And kind of inviting. But as far as the patterns we were looking at, these are, I guess they're kind of
Right.
tribal. Yeah, and I know we
Mhm.
might not be able to make them
Mhm.
quite this fancy, but
Mhm.
these are kind of the look we were
Mhm.
thinking.
Yeah, that looks great. I love it. It's the one thing is I took a calculator and made did a calculation about how much meters you might need, and this is an amount um, I cannot print for you. So it has to be made by machines. It has to be produced by machines, and unfortunately, the the producers, they sold their um, print print printing house like all and it's um, and it's not possible to make this amount by printing,
Oh,
but
okay.
I would really recommend you to work with natural dye because it's a really coming trend. It's like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, especially for moms because they really love the idea of of having something, something really good for the kids, like which is really completely healthy because this is the best what they get from life, their children, and so they want to give them the best of life, and this is and textile is such a toxic thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about how much toxical thing stuff is in our fabrics, so it's better
Okay.
to wash them once or twice before wearing or something, and the idea to do something for babies with natural dye is so great because the moms, they have when they start being a mother, they feel like this this wish to be more close to nature. Not every mom, but a lot of moms, they start to discover their being of a woman and to discover this, this nurturing this nurturing feelings from inside, and um, to get melt with all this in the word. Like I cannot express it better, but and this is why in Germany it's like this. Many mothers start to dye with natural dye,
Mm.
and and um, and the story behind it, like the idea of collecting plants and doing something with that and dyeing something with it is so nice, and yeah, and I really recommend you to do it and to try it maybe for the first time if you don't want to make it such big, just to make a small limited capsule collection, like
Okay.
oh, sorry, my daughter is coming for a
Don't
moment.
worry.
Ja,
Zähne putzen gehen mit dir.
ja, kannst du gerne machen. Frag sie mal Papa, ja?
Kann sein,
She asked me if she can brush her teeth.
Brush. Okay.
Yeah.
Anna's a new mom too. Anna's a brand new mom.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Congratulations. Sorry that I didn't ask you because
Sorry. Yeah, so John's a brand new uncle, and that's why this is
Yes.
so important to us.
oh, nice. Yeah, I was talking to my husband and I said, Oh, there's someone from Canada who asked me, and I'm so sure he's like early father or kind of uncle
Close.
or
Yeah, close. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
uh, and yeah. Tell me how what is your do you have a boy or girl?
He's a boy. Yep. He's 9 months old, and
Uh,
his name's Enzo.
Enzo.
Enzo. Enzo.
Enzo. There's a German name like Anselm, which is English spoken Anselm, but Enzo is very nice.
Thanks. How
Right.
old are your children?
Oh, they are bigger, like 2.5 and almost 8.
Oh,
Go
wow.
to school, and it's another word now. But tell me what happened to you when you became a mom? What is now? What was opening for you? Like that you start? Yeah, just ask.
A lot of what you were saying, but really just like wanting the very, very best for him, right? And just wanting to do all the right things and have things, as healthy as possible and as natural as possible. And um, yeah, and it's been really neat talking with John because John knows a lot. He was the one who started pointing things out to me.
Mhm.
Um, and just because he's interested in it, right? And so when we started talking about all these things in Enzo's environment and our environments that are
Mm.
just so regular and so typical for everybody, and we just started talking and looking into what things are made of and how unhealthy
Oh,
this environment really is, right?
yeah, right.
So yeah, just wanting better for him and all babies really. And when we started looking, we realized that nobody's doing exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
Really, it's and then that's concerning, right? That nobody's doing it. So
Yeah. So you would be a pioneer in this field, like doing
yeah,
like this. Yeah, that's great. I mean, this is a typical start of big startups with getting making a great story. And
right.
Mm,
That's
we
what we're
hope so.
yeah, so you
And I think
what?
you have the same thing too. Looking at your new little business, I think you have the same thing happening too. So it's exciting.
Thank you. Great.
I saw
Yeah.
that you're doing like a podcast, right? Or is it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it a
I do a
video or is it a
podcast show.
podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I started videos too, like when I do an interview or start like explaining to prepare the fibers for dyeing and stuff, and I want to make more because it's so great. And I have really, when I started working with natural dye, because I'm textile designer and this was my master, so the end of my study. I don't know the English word for it, but we have in the last 9 months we have to do something great. And I,
Okay.
I started with natural dye 10 years before, and they looked at me like, "Oh no, she's not really doing this, no." Like stupid people that do it, and not stupid, but like mothers of 50 in the 50 when they get starting 50, and not to do when they don't know what to do with themselves and like this. And I said, no, that's great, because you have no idea how much toxic this is to the people who have to dye the textiles and to us as consumers. And I was very sick in this years. And when I finished my degree, I had this experience of healing. So I was completely healed. And this were the moment when I started to have a vision about this great topic of natural dye. Yeah. And so I'm so happy when you also have a vision of making something good for this planet, something good for your children, and yeah, like this. I'm sorry, I talk too much about myself.
No, that's
No,
great.
we love it.
Yeah,
We love to hear.
be interested.
So, okay, so we don't want to take up a whole bunch of your time, but I guess the question is how, well, how do we work with you? Like,
Yeah.
how would we, we're in the initial stages, so we don't want to spend a bunch of money because we don't even know if it's going to all work out.
Yeah.
But we would like to get something in our hands, even if it's not perfect. We would like to get a piece of fabric that,
Yeah.
you know, we can put on top of our mat and try it out and see if it feels good and stuff. So how do we start, or what should we do?
Yeah. So I know a place, and it's in Vienna. It's in Austria, and they started dyeing big fabrics. Like I guess the word for it is piece dyeing, but I'm not sure. And so you can dye skeins, and now they started dyeing like plain fabrics. And this is what I can, and we can work together. Like I can tell you which color is great for you. So maybe you have ideas of colors, but printing, we have to wait. Maybe things are developing, and maybe someone comes to me and says, "Oh, I want to restart this printing stuff," and I'm really like go heading it to to restart this
Hope so.
idea. And so we can talk about colors, and then I can talk with this guy who's very very nice, and it's a very old family producer, and maybe he can start to make some samples for you.
Yeah.
And you can start to sew it, you know, like a proto. Is that an English word? Prototype?
It is, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's the same in German, prototype.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we
And
want. That's all
That's
we want to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want a prototype.
great. So
so
and then I would recommend you to make, you know, a small capsule collection about maybe what your budget
Budget? Yeah.
what you have what fits into your budget, and then just start to sell, and you will see the people, they will love it. And also when it's not really perfect, people love the unperfect thing, because you know every human being is unperfect. We have our experiences, and for that nobody is perfect. And this is a great mirror, like this pieces of not being perfect. There are a lot of consumers who want to have the perfect thing, but this is not your audience.
Exactly. I love that you said that. That's so true, because that's exactly what we've been saying. Like, if it doesn't work for you, if you need it to be perfect, then our products aren't for you.
no.
And
And you know
people will love it.
what's really interesting is when you're talking, like you sound so much like our mom. She's
No,
always
I'm
talking.
sorry.
I know. I love her. She's amazing.
It's okay. It's okay.
She always talks about natural flaws.
Yeah.
Is that do you know that word, like a flaw in something? Like it's not perfect. And so our mom knits, and so she always talks about a natural flaw in the knitting, or a natural flaw in a piece of fabric, where it's just something that is like almost like a mistake, but it happened naturally, and it's really pretty and beautiful because of it. She's always talked about that. So that's exactly you. Yeah, you just remind me so much of how she
How
speaks.
nice. I hope that's okay for you. Yeah. Yeah, this is there was also a master degree for textile design of a friend of me, and she did exactly this. She took she made flaws not by accidents, by conscious flaws
Okay,
into
cool.
weaving, and this was such a successful degree. Everybody loved it because everybody is keen to make perfect things, and when somebody says like really no, this is my decision, it's okay for me, it has to be unperfect, so it's like, yeah, that's great. He's not shy to say that. Great. Because everybody has inside, like we want to be seen as good as we are. Yeah. I hope I, yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
I
no,
tell
it's
too
true. That
much.
makes sense.
You want to tell me more? Like, have you think about the filling of the?
Yeah, I'll show you a quick picture of
Yeah.
where we are so far with what we think we're going to build it out of. Hang on, let me get the right screen in front of me.
Yeah. Pinterest. I have to tell
Pinterest.
Pinterest.
It's so great for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, where are those mats? Okay, so there's something called the coconut husk. Do you know what the coconut is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
There are mattresses of this.
exactly. So what we want to do so far, we want to have a mat, the base being the cocoa coir, it's called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then on top of the cocoa coir, we're trying to figure out what we can put on top of it for a waterproof layer. And we think we might use natural latex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's from the rubber tree. We don't know if it's going to be possible or not. If we can't use that product, it's very hard to find that product 100% natural. So if we can't use that product, we're going to look at maybe like a waxed canvas, a beeswax canvas. And then on top of that, we want to put the fabric, the piece of fabric that we're talking about with you. So it'll be like a 3-layer potentially mat, but we can't so far, and you might have ideas, but so far we can't really figure out how to do it without having those 3 layers.
Yeah. I never thought about it, but it makes a lot of sense. Like you are constructing it, like the idea of your construction. It's great. But I was just thinking like, okay, soft fiber. Maybe we have to. It should be woven, but maybe not that. Now density. It's the density.
Okay.
The density has to. I thought it could be more like this, but it should be have a good density, like should be dense. And
and why are you saying that?
Because the material, the coconut, it's very like a hard core. It's not soft. Or is that right?
Well, there's two different kinds. Some of it is sort of soft, and some of it is very stiff and rigid, and it doesn't even bend. But we need ours to roll. Like ours has to roll up so that we can ship it. So it's not going to be really, really hard, but that's why we need another layer possibly in between to make it a little bit softer.
Yeah, and I guess it's good to have a dense material because when you have I thought you have a very soft core between the layers, and so it's better because it's on the edges it can from time to time it can go loose.
Fray.
Okay.
So it's better to have a fabric which is stable. No, which is I thought stable. Yeah. Stable.
Like we say when the fabric goes like starts to lose its weave, we would say it's fraying. It's frayed.
Fraying.
Frayed. Yeah, it's fraying or frayed. Yeah. Yeah.
great.
So
Ah,
yeah,
nice.
we know exactly what you mean. So the
Mhm.
denser it is, the less likely it is to come unwoven, basically, right?
Yeah. I would recommend that you can also do the jersey, but um, it's it's something about your feel your idea of feeling it. Like if you want to have, I guess it has an expression of more stability if you
Hmm.
take a woven, if you decide for a woven fabric.
I
And
agree. I agree because to me, when I picture jersey on the top of it, it looks too. I don't know you're probably not going to know this word, frumpy. It looks too. Um, how do I say it? Sloppy. Sloppy.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Whereas like a flannel or something that lies really nice and flat will look
Mhm.
more.
Hmm.
Will just look nicer, I think, in a house.
Yeah, and I guess it looks more worthy. So
Hmm. True.
the if you make your pricing, hmm?
Sorry. Do you think something like flannel would be appropriate? Do you think that could work?
Yeah, could be. It's like my idea was when I read your email, like doing two sides, you know,
Mm.
one side which has a very stable woven fabric, kind of finer jeans fabric. Like this is
Okay.
German. The kind of weaving called Köper. It has this
Okay.
diagonal
Twill.
lines.
We call it twill.
Twill. Ah, great.
Twill. Yeah.
I learned
Okay.
something new. And
Okay.
and this is a very stable fabric. So because of that, jeans are made by this kind of weaving because the old jeans was for workers, so it has to be very
Sure. Yeah,
very.
yeah, yeah. I actually just learned this week that denim is twill. I didn't know that before,
Ah,
but
great.
yeah, denim. Yeah,
Denim.
denim is twill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, sorry. You were saying.
No, that's great. I learned something new. I love it. And
Okay.
then you can do on the reverse side. You can put on the flannel. So the mothers can decide which
Mm,
which which kind, and also what the great thing is of woven and flannel. So the woven side is stronger when you have a like a floor of sand or wheat, or it
hmm.
has a better stability. And
Okay.
uh, and on floors which are like plastic floor, or I don't
Hmm.
know, that kind
Yeah.
of plastic
Yeah, like
floor.
synthetic. Yeah.
It's maybe it's oh, I'm so sorry. I have to have a cup of wine to talk
Yeah,
better,
yeah. I think we all need
but it
one.
serves about the floor. And when you have the flannel side, and when it yeah no, the
Bottom
woven
down.
side is better on this very quick floors. Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean.
Yep.
It just won't, you're just saying it won't slide, right?
Yeah, one
Like,
slide. Thank you,
yeah,
slide.
it won't slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And for this, so you can when you have two textile, when you have on every side another textile, you have different kind of functions for it. Like can be soft,
Okay.
strong, it can be anti-sliding, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So, but if it's on top of our mat and our mat doesn't slide around, do you think that's necessary? Like, because this fabric's going to sit on top of that cocoa coir bottom, and that bottom, we're going to make sure it doesn't move. We're going to put some way we're going to try and make it anti-slip. So I
great.
don't think like one now that you say that though, I'm starting to think will it slide on top of even the cocoa coir? And you might be right, maybe it will. So we were thinking we would either put magnets in it to keep it down on top, or maybe snaps,
Great. Ah,
because people are going to have to wash it, right? They're going to have to pull off the cover that we
yeah,
make and
yeah,
put it in the washing machine.
yeah.
So I think what you're saying might be true, that we have to think about, is it going to slide around on top, because we don't want that if the kids are trying to crawl on it, right?
Great. And that's
So
why
So
great. Sorry.
go ahead, Anna, sorry.
That's why it would be so nice if we could find like 100% natural latex to go on top, because I feel like if the fabric were right on top of the latex, it wouldn't slip, right? Because the latex will give it some grip, right?
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's great. I saw parallel when I was talking like need to have some kind of latex. That is right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I have to tell you one thing about plant dyed fabrics. Like you cannot put them into the washing machine and washing with 60 degrees or 90 degrees, because then the color fades. And also with the typical detergents, it's also critical. And that is one thing you have to know. So it's not like you cannot. So it's not this. It has not this resistance for to be cooked in a washing machine.
Okay, I think I know what you mean. So you have to wash it in a special way. You can't just put it in with your other clothes, right?
Yeah. So about 30, 40 degrees with a pH neutral detergent.
Okay.
It has to, because then the pH make difference with the pH shifts the colors. Like once you have a red, then you have a yellow. Not really, but kind of this. It's like going like, and because of that. But what you can do is to give to them to your product or to your items like a small. This is what friends are doing. They give a small sample of a good pH detergent, and they do it for very great wool baby clothes, like. And the people, they love it, that they get something on
like
on top.
included with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
They always get like gifts about self-made marmalades or self-made malls, because they love this idea of great baby clothes and getting the right detergent and all. It's not always the item, it's the whole story about it. So if you have
Totally.
I can
100%.
Yeah, it's really like the frame. It has to be framed with something nice. So because of that, I told you about the mothers. You are a mother, Anna. You know it. Like what happens to the consciousness when they're getting a baby? Wow. So I want to protect this baby, and the wish to protect also the whole world, because you want that your baby is growing up in a nice world, in a safe world, and in a great world and environment. And if you, so this is something different, but if you want to know someone who makes very great pack, like the paper you wrap your item, there's there's a nice company in New Zealand which is called No Issue and makes so nice stuff, like also stickers and this tape and yeah.
Cool. We'll look into it. So like packaging, right?
Packaging, yeah, because this
Okay.
when you said you want to ship it, so it's
Oh
very
yeah,
so this is the next step to
absolutely.
to frame it.
Got it. Got
Great.
it. I like how you think you have a marketing mind. You're not just thinking about the fabric.
Yeah, and I love it to open this always yeah, whatever. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so you're on holidays. We don't want to take up a bunch of your time. Should we continue our conversation on email later? Like what what can we do in
What
terms of like getting something in our hands to try, or should we just first try with a really simple fabric we can get our hands on
yeah.
and then come back to you once we know that it works?
Yeah, I would really love to give you an advice like take this fabric or that, but for the first time you would just you go on constructing the mattress and start to look for something which has which is like biologic no, organic cottons and
Okay.
all this, so you watch out what is, so we said today kind of denim, maybe a bit softer, and maybe also flannel. You love flannel, Anna, is that right? You were
John
looking for flannel.
flannel, and we like it. It's very popular here too.
It's cozy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's
cozy, right?
cozy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. And I will contact this company which is dyeing with natural dyes, and I ask them if they already have some fabrics or some samples, and then I ask them if they can send you it. This is my first, or you tell me which color you prefer. Do you have an idea of colors? Which colors you want to?
Like I think to start probably more neutrals, right, John?
Yeah, I mean, neutrals are good. I eventually I want to have bright colors because I like colors, but I think Anna likes more neutral colors, and that's probably smart. So
Ah,
yeah, neutral, but a little bit of color, right? Not just
Something interesting.
something interesting.
something interesting, which is very popular and very light fast, and I love this root, and it's it's a cultivated plant by centuries. It's madder root, and it gives a color like rose, but this broken rose, a bit brownish, and which is also now a very trendy color. You know what I mean? Which color? Kind
I don't.
of.
I think I can picture it, but I'm not sure. Can you, Anna?
Like if I think so. I think so. If you're talking about like a nice rose, is that what you're saying? Like a light pinky brownie rose?
Yeah, it's not that pinky like a pig. It's more like an old rose. We say in German old rose. I don't know.
Okay.
It's I sent you some color samples. I try
Oh,
to find some color samples. Not as fabric because I'm on holidays. I'm on the other end of Germany. I
Okay.
can,
okay.
but I can send you some pictures which I find in the internet, so you have an idea of the color, and you maybe can look for you which color would be nice, which color you prefer.
Sure. Okay, sure. That
Is
sounds
is
great.
that a good idea? I don't know. Tell me, please.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. What about you, Anna?
Yeah, I think it's a great start for sure. And
Yeah.
I think part of it is John and I also need to kind of narrow in, I guess, a little bit more because I think maybe our idea like we have really, really big ideas right now, and we're just starting to, like, through conversations with you and each other, we're just starting to kind of like narrow in a little more on what we even can do and what we need to do and what we want to do, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. So it's we're in the prototype stage. We're gonna figure something out. We just don't know exactly where we're headed yet. But yeah, this was so it was so great to talk to you. Thank you for taking time out of your vacation to spend with us, and
Yeah.
I hope we get to work together.
Yeah. So what is the next step between us? I'm talking to this company, is that right? And asking for you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure, please. Yeah, if we can
Okay.
get samples, yeah.
I'm sorry, there's now a car crossing.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, if you
making
can
stuff.
do that, if you can get us something in our hands, like something to see and play
Yeah.
with, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, because cotton is a bit different to silk and wool. Wool would also be very nice for you, because wool is can yeah, no, I don't tell you a lot, but wool is also very great material,
Okay.
and which absorbs very good the color. And cotton is more light color. It takes not that it absorbs not that much the color as wool and silk.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'll email you or you can email me and then we'll figure out how we can go forward. But in the meantime, yeah, if you can speak with somebody and get us some samples, that would be a great start.
Okay, so I'm looking for the colors I can send
Sure.
you. Maybe 3
Yeah,
colors.
Sure.
Okay.
sure.
And I'm starting to contact the company. And also, I mean, also the price is interesting for you, or the
I was just
pricing.
going to say, yeah, I was just going to say, because we want to keep the price down right now, and we also want to keep the price down in the future. Like we can't pay $100 for the fabric because then we won't be able to
Yeah,
sell the mat, right?
yeah,
So it is,
right.
yeah, we are sensitive to price for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, and then I give you feedback when I know more. And
That would be great.
great. So, and if you know which kind of fabric you want to use, just tell me. The most important thing is about the weight.